these without question are my favorite stories to be able to talk about, because these are those rare circumstances where you can actually admit, this kind of restores my faith into humanity, to realize that there's good people out there willing to go and do a kind gesture for those who are going through troubling times. This right here, and especially whenever it's gaming related, because a lot of people tend to focus on the negative aspects of it, meanwhile stories like this kind of get overlooked. But the folks over at Bungie actually did something really amazing for one of their fans. This has actually all been detailed on Reddit. There is a user on there. Her name goes by BKBunny87. And she's been on Reddit pretty much talking about everything that her husband, who both of them are avid gamers, but her husband Eric has been going through a lot of things pertaining to brain surgery. As a matter of fact, he's gone through 7 different operations recently. And a lot of it was going and removing gray matter, which is unfortunately made him lose his memory in a lot of ways. And naturally, you know, you have to go and be conditioned back into having your memory back and remembering, you know, basic functions and stuff, as well as like people, places, and things of that matter. And it's a really trying thing. I actually had a friend who was going through brain surgery to have a tumor removed, and it's really rough in a lot of ways. But she was talking about this, and it's interesting because the neurologist who was taking care of Eric had actually recommended that he played one of his favorite games currently, and that's Destiny. And Destiny was actually aiding him in his road to recovery, and that's amazing. And the neurologist even brought up that video games in general are capable of stimulating the individuals in a really positive way and helping them big time. You know, and it's one of those things, naturally, you know, we always harken back to the idea that media says, oh, video games are just rotting people's brains, and they're really bad for you, and they're really terrible, and they turn you into monsters and stuff. Yet things like this get severely overlooked, which is really unfortunate, because it's doing something absolutely fantastic. Well, he did continue playing Destiny, and it was helping him a whole bunch, and she continued to go and talk about this on Reddit because it's, you know, it's an amazing story. But the folks over at Bungie ended up getting wind of this, and they ended up sending Eric a one-of-a-kind item, and it's a solar rifle, the Fate of All Fools, and all because he's a big-time fan and they heard about this. You know, and a company to go and take the time out of their day to be able to send something to someone that's just a big-time fan and enjoys playing a game that they crafted. You know, that's going to mean the world to anybody. And especially considering the fact that, you know, this dude right now in real life is going through a whole bunch of stuff, and they went and, you know, they helped him out. Because the idea, just imagine if you made a game, you're on a development team, you made a game, and you come to find out that the game that you made not only is out there entertaining millions of people around the entire world every single day, but there's somebody out there who currently is actually playing it as, like, part of their recovery. That's, I mean, that's insane to think about. You know, you would never sit down and think for any one moment that, you know, this is going to be part of any kind of healing process. You know, you just think, well, I want to make, you know, one of the best shooters out there, one of the best adventure games. I want to make one of the best gaming experiences for somebody. And then a story like this comes along. And it made me smile, and it made me proud to hear about stuff like this. You know, and it's not the first time that a game company has actually reached out to individuals out there, but when it does happen, it's something to actually take note of. You know, that they're taking the time out of their day to go and do something. And, you know, and I'm glad that he's actually pulling through this. You know, whenever you're one of the family members and you see somebody that you love and you care for going through anything at all and just trying to get better, it's really tough. You want to do everything that you can for them, but there's only so much that you can do other than be there for them sometimes. And the idea that not only is he getting better, but the thing that he's getting better with is, ironically, video games. One of the things that, you know, means so much to him. And one of the games, the developers took notice of it and hooked him up with, you know, something even better than the best weapon that he wanted within the game. Which, I still need to get my ass into playing Destiny. I'm gonna end up getting that in the mail, apparently. So, thanks, Ross! But, it's one of those things that, you know, I've been wanting to go and play a whole bunch. The beta doesn't count, by the way. But, anyway, you know, whether you love Bungie or you hate them, or you love Destiny or you don't love it, is completely irrelevant, because the entire point to this story is two people who are going through a pretty tough time right now, pulling through despite the odds, and gaming is at the actual center of this entire thing, and it's having a positive influence on it, and that's why stories like this should actually be shared, instead of the typical, let's play the blame game and point it at everything and cause a bunch of fucking drama and stuff. Fuck all that. We should actually be happy that stuff like this is happening. You know, this is just... It's fucking awesome. That's all I can really say, and it brings a big old smile to my face. I won't even do that in a Joker voice. So, anyway, I know that there's other stories out there. If anybody wants to bring up any of them that are even somewhat kind of maybe related to this, by all means, please share them. That would be absolutely fantastic. Because, you know, thumbs up to the fucking idea of positivity and stuff. Hurrah! And shit like that. So, smile, motherfuckers! Grin like you mean it! So, anyway, I'll go and conclude this video. Like always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers, game the fuck on. And Eric, get better.